do that later. Here, let me make a new tab and scooch the rest of these over. Bam. Okay, cool. All right. Let's take a looky. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Excellent. What's up, man?
How's it going?
I am big chillin'. It is Saturday night and I don't have anything to do. It's nice.
Yeah, that's always nice. I didn't really have much to do either, so I was just playing Smash like all day.
I've been extremely unproductive all week watching the election stuff, so
Yeah,
it's
at least
nice
now
that
it's
I
finally
finally
over.
have some
So,
sense of finality to it and I can move on with my month. Okay, so let's see. These are both against a wolf, right?
yes.
Okay, awesome.
Stream.
Looks good.
Yeah, it was in like one of the grind servers that I'm in,
Gotcha.
and yeah, he was like one of the like elite matchmaking wolf players.
No?
So they were good matches. It's like how like when you're playing against better players or like players that are similar, um you just feel like you play better as well because you have to like match that intensity.
I know what you mean. I feel like that idea that you're talking about, I would describe it as tempo. Someone who is better than me makes me play faster than I'm comfortable playing, and it makes me play sloppy, or uncertain, or unsteady.
Yeah,
Where
I don't.
when I'm better than my opponent, I play at whatever tempo I want, and my opponent is the person who has to keep up. And generally, that means I'm always comfortable, and they're constantly having to put themselves into situations where they're like, I don't know what to do, and they have no time to make decisions.
I know what you mean. That's not exactly what I was like. I just meant in the sense of when I play players that are like significantly worse. Like I just don't have to think as much. Like I can just do stuff and it'll just work because they don't know how to deal with it. But then
That's
when I
good.
play against better players, then just the fact that I have to like constantly think and like switch up what I'm doing, I just feel like it elevates my play.
It it does and it doesn't. So like there's something that people don't really talk about for getting better that's like super important. And there's two ways to get better. The first way to get better is you raise your peak and you raise your overall ability to play at the highest possible level. This is your ability to take sets off of pros. This is your ability to take sets off of players that you think are better than you. The other skill that is super vital to learn is how do I never lose to people who are worse than me? And it is an entirely different and unrelated skill. They have nothing in common at all. The skill that makes you capable of demolishing your way through pools is entirely different than the skill that's necessary to take a set off of Goblin or Epic Gabriel. Being good at one will not help you be good at the other because they require different things. And the different things are exactly what you're talking about. It's like, do you know how to demolish people who don't know the matchup? Okay, great. But that doesn't actually help you play people who know how to play the matchup correctly. And it's like, God, what do I even do? Like, none of my degenerate gimmicks are working.
Yeah, that's actually a good point because like I think about it all the time with because everybody complains about Wi-Fi, like even pros,
Which is
but they
stupid.
still like
Which is
when they
stupid.
try, like they still win them, like they don't lose,
Well,
and it's just like crazy to me that they just like because I feel like that's a skill that I don't have completely mastered is being able to just like demolish everybody that should be theoretically like worse than me skill wise. Like I do it a good amount of the time, but I'm not great at it. I feel like I'm a little bit better at matching players that are better than me and adapting to that than I am at like scrub busting.
All good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. Do you have a connection that's solid enough that I can share like 1080/60, or do I need to go down to like 720/30?
Um, you can try 1080/60.
Okay.
I'm watching your stream right now though, so
Okay. Well, the idea is I'd like to do it with as little delay as possible.
gotcha.
So it
Okay,
makes more sense if you can just I'm screen sharing on Discord now.
gotcha.
So you should be able to see everything that's on my screen. I'm gonna do that. Where's my notes? Bam, notes. Okay, I'm gonna close these. I need some new notes. New window. Close these. Open this. Nice. Okay. Crap. I hope OBS keeps that window. Did it keep that window? Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's pull up in one of these videos, and we'll get started. Let's do this one. I'm assuming these are in order.
I mean, you can
Ish.
play either one. I just sent
Okay.
the one on Smashville. I won. The one on PS2, I lost.
Sounds good. Okay, so before we do anything, the first time I sit down with anybody, I know we've played before and we've talked before. Whenever I sit somebody down, I do matchup stuff like this. I always like to briefly talk about my understanding of how the matchup should go, so that like we can compare that, right? Because I think that a big reason why people struggle with stuff is that they only have their own experiences on matchups. So they don't like have the outside perspective for things. And
Yeah.
it's a lot easier to criticize yourself when somebody else is like, okay, well, before I even watch any of this, this is what I expect both players to do based on my experience. And then you go and watch it happen, and you're like, okay, well, these things are happening, but this is not. And it makes it a lot easier to see those mistakes and those interactions that are played correctly and that are not. Okay, so 7 November. Great. Okay, where did my 2020? Bam. Where's my Twitch? Bam. And the notes. Boom. Okay, cool. So let's first of all, Zero Suit Samus's goals. What are Zero Suit Samus's goals in this matchup? Let me think about a moment for what Zero Suit Samus wants to do in this matchup. I want to say that what Zero Suit Samus wants to do in this matchup is avoid. I want to. This is tricky because like Zero
It's
Suit
a
is,
weird
is
one. I know
Zero
the
Suit is
matchup
really
like pretty well,
mobile.
but
Zero Suit is really mobile, but Wolf has such good burst range because he has an excellent full hop and tons of really quick and disjointed aerials, and it's hard to keep him off you, to be honest.
hmm
Okay, number one goal. I would probably say the most important thing in this matchup is abuse Wolf offstage. I think that that's super important because Wolf's recovery is not the best, and you should be able to force him into bad situations where his weight class and linear recovery are liabilities. I think that that probably matters quite a bit for this matchup. I think some smaller ideas probably avoid taking too much damage from Blaster with badly spaced nairs airs. Because, like, it doesn't seem like a lot in hindsight, but in this matchup, I would think that Wolf would be very eager to sit there and let you, like, land with a nair or a zair, and then he just outspaces it with Blaster. And that damage will add up quickly considering Zero Suit isn't very heavy. So,
yeah,
what are some other things to think about? Wolf is a fast faller. Strong tech chasing is vital to this matchup. If you're not good at tech chasing, you're not going to be very successful. Because Wolf has really high gravity, and every time you touch him, he's probably more often than not going to be put in a situation where he's strongly going to be incentivized to tech, especially if you hit him with like a forward tilt or a forward air or a back air. Like there, especially forward tilt. I think those situations will matter a lot. And like Zero Suit Samus has really strong conversions off of tech chases because she can
hmm
get you with a nair at like 30 and you just die because you get downbeat. So having a good understanding of that will matter a lot, especially because of the when we get to Wolf's goals. So let me think about what else. Um, this one's going to be tough. I know it's on Wi-Fi, but you have to pay really close attention to micro spacing. Um, Wolf's aerials can be boost kicked on reaction, but Wolf has enough disjoint to space Zero Suit Samus out and bait that move. I think that that probably matters quite a bit. those are some small goals. Other than that, like Zero Suit just kind of does Zero Suit things. Like her game plan, she's like there's one of the reasons why she's a candidate for being a top tier character is that she really doesn't have to change what she does like at all. She
Yeah.
really just kind of does whatever she wants all the time. And at the same time that that's really freeing, it also makes it kind of challenging because she has not really super great options at several points. So, like, if she's on the ground, she can't really jump and threaten somebody. She can really only do grounded options. And so, with Wolf, like, Wolf will probably stay on the ground and do rising aerials a lot in this matchup. And so, I think it's really important that the Zero Suit Samus player like is prepared for this kind of this ugly, grueling fight of micro spacing and paying really close attention to stuff. Okay, so um, Wolf's main goals are actually pretty similar. So Wolf's main goals in this matchup: um, abuse tech chases to rack damage on ZSS because she's so slippery. Number 2, force Zero Suit to approach with Blaster because Zero Suit cannot just sit there and safely spams air. Blaster is too big. There's no way. Other things that I think are important is that Wolf needs to be killing Zero Suit Samus early, so he needs to really focus on his true kill confirms. E.g. Fair Bear. Yeah, Fair and the Bear. ETC. Okay, so these are some general things. These are, like, it's difficult to give you a clear list of, like, aha, this is what each character should do. Like, both of these characters have good mobility. They have good damage output, strong damage output from combos, but they're like kind of specific, like a lot of their really more intense punishment comes from really precisely landed stuff. And you don't really get that much as Zero Suit Samus for free. Like, most of what I can think of is you get like a landing forward air 1 or a landing nair, and you kind of get whatever follow-up you want. But if you really want like extended damage, you kind of have to be constantly following tech chases or reading defensive options. But Wolf is the same way. Like, Wolf is doing the exact same thing. He has a strong combo game for a little bit, and then a lot of it is him covering options and trying to just get something started off of a stray hit. And so both of you are kind of jostling for that stray hit. This is a very Smash 4 matchup, if I had to describe it. Like, this is a matchup where someone can snowball really quickly if they land the right combo starter, and it could undo 30 seconds of patient play. ZSS versus Wolf. If I describe it in one word, is volatile.
Yeah.
These characters jack each other up, like, insanely hard. Okay, let's watch the set. So this down tilt, can you actually 2-frame with that?
Yeah, down tilt 2 frames.
Okay.
The reason I did down tilt right there is because where he was, I have flip kick. So, I mean, I could have jumped off with Bear and then still gotten the ledge. But where he was, I felt like he was going to get back to the ledge too fast for me to do anything else. So I was just like, let me just go for the down tilt because that's her fastest option for 2-frame. And then I'm still there.
Okay, so a question I have for you. Was this follow-up forwarder they did on you true? It doesn't look true. Yeah, you tried to jump. You were in the air.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't true. So you could have blocked it. There's something that you need to understand. Like, Wolf has really great damage output off of rising forward air at low percent. Rising fair combos into grab. And grab combos into fucking everything. So, like, you need to be really wary of giving Wolf one of these fairs because it's literally the pillar of his combo game. If you ever watch Charlie play Wolf, he spams the dog shit out of forward air, and it's because he trusts that move. If you get a landing forward air, you get a rising forward air and a grab. If you get a rising fair, you might get another rising fair anyway, and then you get a grab. or at the very least, rising fair combos into grab, which combos into either up throw, forward air, up throw, up air, or down throw into dash attack, tech chase. None of those things are good for you. And so I think as far as this matchup goes, like in this specific situation, you had time to block. Be wary of giving Wolf these combo starters. Because let's see what happens. He gets the forward air. Does he convert into it? Absolutely. The exact thing I just talked about came to pass. It's because I don't know. I'm not gonna be like, aha, I knew it. Like, no, it's just it's just what the character does. Like, it's to be expected. He's playing the matchup correctly. And at this percent, like at 0, you have to think about it from the Wolf player's perspective. Like, if I jump on the stage and get the fair, I just do a combo game. Now, he messes up here. He gets the fair. He should have done a pummel, because a one pummel is always true. And he should have reacted to DI out and done a forward air. Instead, he does an up air. You know why he does an up air? Because there's a platform here. He's being greedy. If you had a DI'd in, he would have gotten an up air and then another up air because of the platform extension. But he gets nothing because he wasn't paying attention to your DI. That's
I think he could have still got up air. I think that's still true. I think like at 0 with Wolf, if you do up throw, I think you can still get up air if people DI away. I think he just messed it up.
I actually agree with you. I'm pretty sure that it's also possible. Either way, he missed inputs.
Yeah, he just messed it up.
Yeah, but like Zero has a frame 2 air dodge. Like, it's kind of risky to gamble on stuff like that anyway, and he should have taken the free damage. Or he could have just read this neutral air dodge and then jacked you up. But that's I would rather take true damage at this percent. Anyway, so he misses. And okay, sure. So we reset to neutral. I compete. Uh-oh, go back. So you tried to anti-air him. That's fine. Good tech. Okay.
Yep.
Goals, right? Right here. You were not going to hit him with that spacing. Now, you could have. What's one thing that you could have changed to make this bad decision a good one?
Go back. Like, what did I do like just before? Or what was he doing just before that, I guess, is the better.
He does a dash attack and he puts himself in the corner. What's one extremely simple thing that you could have done right here that would have made this a better decision? He would have died for it. You would have literally just changed one input.
See, from where I am in the air, like it ideally, if I could have reacted to that blaster, that's a flip kick and he just dies. But from where I am in the air, I don't think he would have hit.
Okay, what are you doing right now?
I think
on this exact
fast
frame.
Falling.
Yeah. What happens if you don't fast fall? You're at the apex of your jump. You easily could have made it to him if you'd have just not fast fell.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a small thing, right? It's a tiny thing. A detail so small that you could almost overlook it unless someone sits here for 15 seconds and says, look at this, look at this, look at this. And then, like, over time, you're like, dang, he was at 35 or he was at 31. I could have cheesed that guy, like, right now. Like, it wouldn't have even been hard. Look at where he's at the perfect position. Look at this.
Yeah, he would have super died if I just nair.
Look at where you jump. You jump center stage. You could easily nair him from here. I promise you could nair him from here. All you had to do is just be a little bit more patient. It's just an awareness thing. Okay, not a big deal. You get lasered. That's a win condition for Wolf. Stuff approaches with laser. Let's continue. Starting true combos with forward air. Punish? Oh, that sucks. Okay. I like it. Tech chase. Not bad. You go to ledge. Nice choice. Reset. Forward air. Anti-air. Ah, okay. Dude. Please. I'm begging you. Right here. Wolf is going to be in so much trouble if you wait for him to double jump and then hit him again. This right here is what separates Mars from every other Zero Suit Samus except for the ones in Japan. Because he gets one hit and then he instantly goes for blood. If I were Mars, if I were playing Zero Suit Samus in this situation, I would sit there and I would wait for Wolf to double jump and then I would full hop up there and I would mess him up. And now he has no double jump and he's in disadvantage, a.k.a. extreme advantage for you, the character that needs setup to be successful. This situation is why you play lame. You already did it. This is literally why you camp for 45 seconds. When Lights plays Zero Suit, he will sit there for 3 minutes and wait for this exact opportunity because this is the opportunity he kills them. Right here. And I'm not gonna be mad at you. I've raised my voice and I'm energetic, but it's because I want to stress to you that you shouldn't be backing off right now. You are an advantage. You need to act like it. You need to sit here, and what's he gonna do? Let's pretend, right? Let's go through his options, right? What happens if he lands with a forward air or an air on stage? You can just whiff punish, right? You could probably
Yeah.
react to that. No big deal with like dash attack or down tilt or something, you know? So he can't do that. If he goes to the ledge, now you're ledge trapping him. Cool. If he jumps, you go up there and you say no. Bad Wolf.
Yeah, I think if he jumped right there, if I catch him with full hop up air, I think he dies or has like a high possibility of dying.
You would have gotten 2 up airs and forced him to air dodge or risk dying to boost kick.
Yeah.
Or even better, you get 1 up air and then you just go back to the stage and you wait to see what he does. And if he panic air dodges after 1 up air, you slam him with a forward air or a back air, and now he's off stage with no jump. AKA, one of the things that I was like, hey, you should do. You can't abuse Wolf off stage unless you get him off stage. These situations are how you snowball Wolf into the spots he really doesn't want to be. He's like, crap, this is bad. I got to get out. So what does he do? Okay, let's watch. Right, let's watch. So you get this rising forward air. He is off stage when he jumps. Can you imagine how screwed he would be if you just hit him with a back air right now? But look at where you're at. You get this. Let's pay attention to what you do, right? So you get this straight hit in, and you immediately dash back on hit confirm. This is unacceptably passive, and you should never do this. If you get a hit, neutral is over, and you need to act like neutral is over. Wolf no longer has complete control of his options. You are in control of the tempo. And dropping these opportunities will let worse players than you beat you. This situation right here is so important to capitalize on because it's tough to get your combo starters against good opponents. See, Zero Suit Samus changes a lot when the skill level changes. When they're bad, eventually you're going to land that Nair. And you're going to do Nair into down B. Or you're going to do boost kick off of a bad shield hit. Like, you can just wait and they'll do something bad. Good players are not going to give you that opportunity. You have to take it from them. This is an opportunity for you to take something from him, but you don't. He just resets to neutral, and it's like, well, okay. Now Wolf. Now, why would Wolf be scared of you? He's like, wow, I was in disadvantage. I was scary, but like Zero Suit just let me come back to the ledge. That wasn't bad at all. Okay, so you jab check him. Good. That's a Zero Suit Samus thing. Make sure that you're not whiffing these. That didn't do anything at all.
No, I mistimed it.
Just a small thing. I know you play Zero Suit a lot, and like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't play a ton of Zero Suit Samus. If I could describe her with anything, I would use the word clunky. Her mechanics and like timings are really weird. TBH, because she jumps so high and she's floaty, and like her Zaire comes out like slowly and weird. Like her timings are bizarre, dude. Like straight up. So it's not a big deal. I just want to be like, hey, if you're gonna commit to pushing a button, like clean that up. Okay, so we reset to neutral. Rising fair. I like that.
I backed off again immediately after that fair. So that's like a reoccurring pattern. The fact that I've done that twice, or he was in like the same spot.
So you tell me, like, is it more obvious that you're doing it now that like it's a focus point and it's the only thing we're talking about?
Yeah, for sure. Because the thing is, like, and this is why I like doing VOD reviews, especially with like outside perspectives. Because like I'll see certain stuff, you know, that like just from the viewpoint of the way that I see the game and stuff like that. And then obviously, like when I'm playing, clearly I didn't notice these things because I did it twice.
I mean,
I got the fair and then just let it go.
Do you pay attention every time you take a breath? No.
No.
Yeah. You're just like, you breathe. I like this analogy a lot. Let's imagine we're playing a game and I don't tell you the rules, but if you breathe, you lose. And if you hold your breath for 3 seconds, you win. And I say, okay, let's play this game. You're like, okay, let's play. And then you go, you lost. Oh, well, why did I lose? You just lost. Okay, let's play again. You lost the game. And it's just frustrating because you're like, why am I losing? I don't know. I'm just doing natural things. I don't understand. Like, why am I losing? And you have to understand the first step to getting better at anything is recognizing that there's something to get better at. And like this is an awareness thing. Like if you didn't know that you can ledge trump and you didn't know that it was a mechanic, can you practice ledge trumping?
Yeah.
No. Not at all.
Yeah. If you don't know if it's a
if
mechanic,
you don't know
yeah,
it's a thing. Now
Yeah.
if you don't know you can tech, are you gonna be able to improve at tech chasing or at like teching off like stage techs or anything? No, of course
No.
not. If you always back off after getting a stray hit, are you going to be able to practice your advantage state?
No.
Not at all. And so part of the reason why these situations feel unnatural and maybe why you back off in the first place is because you don't practice. And you don't practice because you're deliberately removing yourself from situations where you have very clear, obviously defined advantage. And you need to be able to say, I'm in advantage right now. Even if I get hit, I'm going to try stuff out. And I'm going to get better. I'm going to try to make this work. I'm going to learn what to do here because there is something here for me and I've been squandering it.
Gotcha. I actually think that like now that you say it, like in the sense of like pushing advantage, even if I get hit, just from like the nature of Wi-Fi, there's a lot of mashers on Wi-Fi.
There is a lot of mashers on Wi-Fi. That's because like people don't know matchups and they're just hoping that you're going to be sloppy with your punishment.
Yeah, a part of it is why I back off is because I think just from like I've just been conditioned from like the infinite amount of like people that just mash at a disadvantage that once I get a hit, they're just gonna buffer a button because like they just want to swing back so bad. But then when he wasn't doing it, I was like thrown off a little bit.
This is great. I actually talked about this with the last guy. We're gonna talk about it again here. Okay, Ramsey's concept, covering the reversal. I talked about this with my last guy too today. Covering the reversal. You at the beginning of a match, if you have no idea how the other person plays, every time a combo stops and a string begins, always cover the reversal first. What is the reversal? I'll define it. A reversal is the most direct way to transition from disadvantage to advantage. So if I'm Wolf and I just got hit, what's the most direct way for me to turn this bad situation into a good one? It's to hit you and to start my own combo game. So what's the most obvious option? If the rule is simple, always cover the reversal. So is there a way that you can cover the reversal and also just pay attention to less rewarding options like trying to jump out or air dodging?
Yeah, yes. I mean, I could probably just rising Zaire in that spot, and then that way, like I don't really get a whole lot from it, but he's still in a bad spot, and then like the button that he pressed doesn't matter.
Yep, or you could catch his landing with a grab, or you could catch his landing with side B, or you could catch his landing with dash attack, or you could trade his weak aerial with a strong back air and send him clear off stage in exchange for like 6 damage off of the weak nair. Or you could get below him and up air him, or you could get below him and boost kick him, or you could run under him and parry. There is a limitless number of options that you have. Do you know why? It's because you are in advantage and they are not. They get like 2 options and you get 12. Okay, I've talked enough about this. Let's watch what happens. Only talking about it only does so much. So you get a hit or whatever. You get rising fair. He double jumps off stage. Do you actually get anything? No, because he rolls. Okay. So, did you just react a little slow to the double jump?
I honestly, I didn't think that he was going to be able to touch the ground and then roll before like paralyzer would come out.
It
Like
do
I tried to
be
time it
it
when he would land.
it do be like that. You were just a little
Yeah.
late. Now, in this situation, instead of doing anything fancy, what if you just did a full hop? Watch this. So check it out. So you imagine you hit him, right? Let's say that you hit him here. You full hop right here. You full hop and you don't fast fall and you say, if you double jump, I'm going to back air. Oh, you double jump, back air. Imagine sending him off stage at 60 with no jump. He might not even be able to recover. He might just die. Now,
Yeah, I don't think
this
he could, because the only
situation,
thing you could do is flash.
you have
And I
good
can catch that.
intentions here. You have good intentions here. You want to hit him with paralyzer and then do fair one or nair into whatever. I get it. It was just unfortunate that he beat you in time, and offline you might have been able to paralyze him in time. It's not the worst thing ever to back off if you have a plan. You sent him off stage. Playing passive and covering double jump back onto stage is covering the reversal. This situation here is doing exactly what I'm recommending, which is why this situation is much better than the last one. This situation is much better, because let's look at that first one. I'm gonna go find it. I think it was right here. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, are you trying to cover anything?
No, I was just dashing around.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
You're just doing nothing. This is not covering anything. Covering the reversal is not doing nothing. Okay, let's go back to the other one. And you at least were trying to cover something, and online just made you miss. If I were a coach, I would tell you that the first interaction was sucky and terrible, and the second interaction was great and you were late, and that you shouldn't feel bad about going for that interaction. And this is a very zero suit option to cover the double jump on the stage. I have no problem with it. It's a good option coverage. You were just late. No big deal. It's fine. You'll get them next time. The first situation needs to not happen, though. Okay, so let's see what happens. You hit him with the back air. This is why I think trying to two frame him with down air is not, or down tilt is not worth it. He is not remotely close to the two frame window. He's not. He's just not. And so I wouldn't bother two framing this character. Not in this position. Maybe for Wolf Flash. Maybe. Or maybe if he's a little bit farther. But if he's recovering super low like this, he's going to lean into the stage on purpose to do this. And so all you're doing is denying yourself a good ledge trap. Because now look what happens. You get sent off stage. Now you're being ledge trapped. Even if you down tilt him, it's probably going to trade. So is it really worth it? I don't know. That's my thought process.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write it down actually because I think it's important. Don't feel pressured to always edge guard or always two frame. Ledge trapping is a tried and true, proven method for success. Zero Suit Samus has good ledge trapping. Don't overthink it. It's okay to let him recover. It's okay. You'll live. You still are in advantage. Get with the side B. I don't like this. Look at where you're at right now. Hold on. This situation is really familiar. Side B has a lot more end lag than the Rising Fair you did last time. Are you able to get to this position before Wolf can grab the ledge?
Yeah.
You are in advantage. Instantly, your brain needs to be like, what should I be covering? You should be covering the reversal. So you should be positioning to mess him up if he tries to land with a nair or a fair, or reacting to a double jump. Honestly, I was actually expecting him to double jump here. If he drifts back and goes to ledge, let him. Now you're ledge trapping him, a.k.a. a good thing that good players want. Don't feel afraid of ledge trapping. So what happens? I don't know what this is. Is this one of those things where you're run off and forward air?
I'm not sure. If you play it a little bit more, you'll probably see what I was trying to do. If you just let it go for
It's
Okay,
fine.
so I probably what happened was I assumed that he would go to let. I didn't think he was gonna land on stage with the aerial because the first two times he didn't. He just jumped back on stage.
Okay, so now let's think about that thought process. That's how you felt at the time. Does it meet the standard? Are we covering the reversal if we don't expect him to do that?
No, it definitely was not.
No. So it seems stupid, right? It's like, surely every single time they can't be that greedy, except then you watch a VOD and they're actually that greedy constantly. And literally, by just being a little bit more patient, you could constantly be getting free follow ups on people who are insistent on trying to reversal everything. It's why
Yeah, I
it's why
definitely.
you don't it's why good players don't lose, because everybody does this. It's so common. And you could improve. You could have had such a bigger lead if you would just twist the knife more in advantage. And part of that, you just got to recognize when you are in advantage. This right here, it doesn't look like it, but you are in advantage. If you had back aired him here and it traded with Nair, he would have exploded. Or you could have anti-aired him with up smash. Look at where he goes. You could have up smashed right here and it would have beat it. You could
Yeah.
have boost kicked and it might have beat it also. I don't know how disjointed boost kick is. Probably a little.
It probably
Probably
would
a
have
little.
traded.
Or
Probably
you
would
could have
traded.
up aired and it might have sharked.
But
Anyway, up smash, you could have caught his landing with side B. That would have also beat neutral air. But if you side B, it would have lost to him doing a double jump. So you have to make some decisions, right? But all of those decisions make sense because you're covering things with a purpose. This is just a mess. Like you give up stage control instead of covering the reversal, and then you lose, and now you're off stage with no jump. And this is like really bad because you can get gimped here. You probably down B, and then he lets you get away with it because people are bad. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's see what happens. Reset to neutral, side B, meh, meh. Okay, good. You cover something. Okay. Let's see how this bear panned out. I don't hate that. You ran off early. Okay, you'll get him next time. No big deal. Catching, landing with side B. Recovery. Let's see what happens at the ledge here. Please kill him. Holy shit. What options do you have here?
He definitely could have just got boost kicked for that.
Yeah, or there's another one.
Um,
You could have very easily up smashed him here. You
yeah.
probably could have even gotten 5 or 6 frames of charge. And you have a bunch of rage, so he'll probably die. I cannot stress this enough. There can be no hesitation when it comes to a full punish. When you play Tekken, if your opponent does a move that is minus 14 on block, you are expected to use a frame 14 launcher to get your full combo. The game is balanced around that idea. You are expected to get every inch of punishment out of a mistake. And this is that same situation. You are part of the reason why you didn't kill him here is because you saw it happen and then didn't immediately execute a punishment game. And I really want to encourage you to take some time and think about that. I'll say it again. There can be no hesitation when it comes to a full punish. You do not hesitate. You just do it. Part of the reason why Lights is such a successful Zero Suit Samus is he will sit there and camp you for 4 minutes, and then you will make one mistake and you will die because he immediately will punish you for existing because you made a mistake. If this had happened to me, delay or no delay, it doesn't matter. He should have died. You get a forward tilt. It's a small thing, man. It adds up. And like I said, I'm not mad at you. If you don't think about it, you're not going to be able to get better at it. But those are the kind of situations.
For sure. That should have definitely been the stock. And it's like it's not an excuse for it. I think at the time I was just surprised that he just flashed from ledge because I was just like, well, what? Like, I don't know. I was just confused that he did that. And then by the time that I like reacted to it, I didn't want to just because of how high percent I was at. I think that like it's not like I know how laggy Wolf Flash is, but at the time, like you said, there was just hesitation. I was like, I don't know if I want to risk going for
Yeah,
like
because
up
you
smash
don't
or
want to
up
be
B and
late.
whiff.
You don't want to be late
Yeah.
and die for it. So like, it's a tough thing, man. And like, you'll see pros be late for interactions. It happens sometimes. You can't have any lack of confidence here. And so, like, at least for this situation, I appreciate that you saw that mentally. You're like, I don't have time to mentally think about this. I'm just going to get a hit in. So you didn't do nothing. So that's not the worst thing. But in the future, like, to me, when something like this happens because you're not like totally comfortable and you're like messing with yourself. You're playing too fast when stuff like this happens. You should be in total control of your mental faculties. When something like this happens, that tells me that you're trying to play too fast, in my opinion. So Ramses actually has a term for this as well. Earlier we talked about covering the reversal. What your opponent just did has a name. It's a very easy to understand name. It's an unforced mistake. He did it of his own volition, and you didn't have to do anything. If your opponent does an unforced mistake and you let them, it can cost you games, it can cost you stocks, and it can cost you sets. Never miss a punish on an unforced mistake. Ever. If you do, you should be like, okay, that was bad. Never again. Like you should not maybe during a game. If you win anyway, then it doesn't matter because all that matters is winning at some point. But if you are looking at VODs critically and you're like, how do I get better? I want you to take a hard look at this situation and go, what about my mindset made me unprepared to punish this? Because it was free. You had plenty of time to kill him. And like, it's easy for me to say that when I'm sitting there with a pause button in my hand.
Yeah.
Again, I get it. I have played competitively a lot. I drop punishes all the time. There's a lot of times where you might have to quickly be like, crap, they made a big mistake. What's the best punish? And by the time you look at the HP, it's too late and the window's gone. Like, it's okay. These things get better with experience. This happens less when you have more playtime. And it's why veterans of the game make less unforced mistakes, and it's why their punish game is better, because they already know what the punishment is, and they just go do it. There's no hesitation. It's like, oh, you made this unforced mistake? This is your percent? Boom. Punishment. It has to be like that. If you want to strive towards really being an exceptional player, I want you to understand that there's no room for these kind of mistakes. If you're learning, whatever, it happens. And it always happens regardless. I'm not telling you this can never happen. I'm telling you that you should hold yourself to a high standard and try to really think about these situations beforehand so that if they happen, that you have a plan. Being able to think about a plan, being able to come up with the correct punishment option and execute it instantly with no delay is a requirement. It is a requirement. Okay, let's continue. So you forward tilt him, and he goes back to the ledge. You don't try to down tilt. I like that. He jumps. Okay. So when you're ledge trapping, what if you had just stood here and did nothing? Watch what happens.
Yeah,
So
I
watch
could
if
have
you
definitely.
just hold on. Watch. How many options does he have right now?
Literally, you can just air dodge or land with a button. Like
If
that's
you'd have
it.
just stood right here, he was screwed. All you had to do is hold shield. And if he presses a button, he dies. Literally. He has to air dodge at this point because he is going to step on you with an aerial. And if he presses A, he dies because you're going to boost kick him. But you try to do something fancy and it just gets you punished. Also, this thing right here. So this part. You clearly see him coming towards you. I encourage you to try to figure out how to do this without a B reverse. Can you side B while retreating?
Yeah, you just turn around when you're in the air, right? You just turn the
Yeah,
stick
so
and then you press side B.
you did a B reverse because you did a smash tilt. You did a smash tilt left B and then reversed it. Where you can just hold left and then tap right B. And that way you'll stay drifting backwards while you do this. This was a spacing error. Remember, side B is super disjointed, right?
Yeah.
So don't worry about covering this. Don't worry about this. If he lands here, that's not a big deal. You know what you need to do? Cover the reversal. Where is he? And where can he potentially go? He can potentially go here. Why are you putting your character here? Your disjoint can let you be all the way back here and cover that reversal. He would have exploded if you were right here instead. He would have got hit. Or if you'd have just stood still and held block, he would have also died. Some food for thought. Like, I just want you to kind of realize that sometimes it's okay to just stand there and let your opponent make a bad decision. Especially because this wolf is very willing to double jump with no pressure. Just wait for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Just
And
wait
now that
for him.
like over like going, it's like the same thing that you said like earlier. Even though like I didn't even know it was gonna like apply, but like now that you're saying it, I do think that I was like in a lot of ways I was playing better than I normally do against this guy. But at the same time, like he definitely like controlled the pace because a lot of these mistakes I don't necessarily like I know the answers to like these situations that you're bringing up, you know, but because like he controlled the pace, I didn't feel like I had the time to like think in order to like do those things.
Right.
Even though I knew
he's
them.
over here playing and you're trying to think.
Yeah.
You don't have time to think in this game. You just have to play. And again, it's an experience thing. The goal is to be able to think just as fast as you play. Melee is really exceptional for this because Melee is one of the few games where truly it is impossible to think faster than you can play. Or it's impossible to play faster than you can think. It is impossible. Literally, it is impossible. But Ultimate is a really slow game. It's got generous buffer windows, lots of generous shortcut macros, really simplified mechanics. This game is very difficult to like have inputs that are more demanding than what you could physically do. It is not Melee. This game is very cerebral, and it rewards a player who has spent a lot of time thinking about the game. And so to me, when I watch this set, I see a lot of situations where you are more than capable of doing the inputs. You are perfectly jumping off stage and doing these reverse down Bs back to ledge to recover after going off to hit people. You have no problem with demand. You just did a B reverse side B. You have no problem with technical inputs. What I see is a very unrefined process in terms of thinking about the game and like what you're actually trying to cover. And I don't think you're actually paying that much attention to your opponent. You're constantly doing these like spacing errors that come from like you're more focused on how do I execute this thing instead of where is my opponent? Where is my opponent? What are they doing? You have to know what your opponent is doing before you do something. Because if you just go through the motions and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this, but then your opponent doesn't go that way, it doesn't matter how good you execute it if it's a boneheaded plan. Okay, let's continue. So you go off stage.
That
you
was
should have just gone on
yeah.
the edge. Okay,
That's
no
a
big deal.
mistake.
No, it's okay. If you'd have hit him, he would have died. Cover the reversal. What is the most rewarding situation for Wolf right here? To go over your head and reset neutral on the ledge. That is the most rewarding option. If you just cover it, he probably will go for it. Especially because he has been conditioned to think that you won't. I want you to understand that. Like, the longer you let someone get away with something, the more comfortable they are in thinking about it. You can let people reversal and do it once or twice so that they think that they're comfy, and then the next time they do it, you blow them up for it, and they're like, but wait, I thought this was safe, and now they're confused. So watch this. You jump off stage. Are you in a position to where if he double jumps, you could actually catch him?
No. I should have just flip kicked back and then.
You should have reset. You know what you also could have done? Check this out right here. You jumped off stage. I want you to explain this. I'm going to explain this as best I can. You jumped off stage too early. Now, this is a weird concept because normally, like, the earlier you chase somebody off stage, the deeper you can edge guard them, right? Or, like, the more opportunities you get to follow them. Sure, but look at this. Are you actually following them? Sure, but now you're all the way down here, and if he goes high, you can't effectively cover him anymore. Imagine if you were still right here at the apex of your short hop. Could you have jacked him up? You could have reacted to that double jump with an up air or a forward air. He would have exploded. And that could have happened. So it's all positioning dependent. If someone is on the lower quadrant of the stage, Going out early is better. When someone is up here towards the top, you want to make sure you don't jump out too early so that you can actually stay out long enough to threaten them properly. Here, you jump off too early, and because of that, you find yourself in a lacking position. Now, you can still cover him. I'm only talking about killing him for this. What can you still do at this time? You can jump backwards and catch his landing, right?
Yeah.
That's still a good thing for you. It can still happen. You can do that right now, and he still can't do anything about it. Instead, look at this. This forward air, you're not paying attention to him. You're not watching your opponent. And I know that some of this is because of Wi-Fi. I get it. There's always some risk with online delay. And with edge guarding, like sometimes that forward air, you have to like guess when your opponent will double jump. So this very clearly is you just saying, okay, I think he's going to double jump right here. But look at his percent. You don't need to hit him with anything fancy. Cover the reversal. Oh, actually you get to kill him anyway. That's funny. Go figure. All that bitching and you still kill him. Okay. That's okay. At least you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Being more aware of it is always good.
The first half of it was definitely a mistake, but because he wasn't able to like fully reversal me. I did what I told you like just right now. I'm like, oh, I should have flip kicked and then I could still cover it.
Right.
So
and then you did
I just did
flip kick. Yeah, and it's okay. You converted, so no big deal. Okay. You were late. You were late. Don't force punishment if it's obviously not true. What would have been an infinitely better decision here? There are two moves that are no-brainers to cover an obvious tech or a nair. I think he'll probably tech right here, to be honest. So you know what I would do? I would just charge B or side B, because that covers tech in place, it covers miss tech, it covers nair, and it covers roll in. You either win or neutrally deal with all of those options. Now watch what happens. You try to extend your lead, and he rolls in. Hold on. Let's pay attention. If I'm Wolf right now, how do I reversal this situation? Well, I want to get back to center stage and start my combo damage. I don't have time to hit you, so I'm probably going to either tech in place. That's bad because I'll probably get hit. So I'm probably going to roll in so that I can get behind you and start my combo game. This is me using the Wolf P-brain of I'm going to reversal you. What does he do? Oh, he rolls in. Like, he always does it. Everybody does it. You have to believe me. I'm not crazy, I swear. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
Everybody does it so much.
Now that you're pointing it out, it's like, I don't understand like why. But again, if I didn't know to look for it, then there's no way that I could have known. But it's just like, I feel
if you don't know it's a thing, if you don't know that it's a thing, how can you get better at it? The first step to getting better at something is being aware that you can get better at it. So he's like, I'm going to reversal myself. Credit.
I just thought he would do something else. Like I didn't think he was in literally every disadvantage situation. I didn't think he was going to try to like
do the baby thing. Yeah, that gives him the most reward. Okay, so let's continue. He bungles it and gets nothing anyway. So cool. Sure. Actually, I want to talk about that. Right here. This is not tech percent. I would rather that you down throw him to force a tech chase or a jump. If forward throw is not going to tech, you're just going to reset to neutral off the forward throw. So why wouldn't you do back throw to get him off stage and you corner him, down throw to either force him to tech or double jump, or up throw to force him to double jump? All of those situations put you in a more direct advantage state than 8 damage and you reset to neutral. Do you agree?
Yeah, I definitely think that F throw.
Don't get me wrong.
Probably greedy.
Don't get me wrong. F throw is great after it starts forcing tumble. He's at 13. It does not force tumble at this percent. It's a bad option, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Like I think that you can put yourself in better advantage state than this at this percent. Now, at 25, 30%, forward throw starts tumbling, which is good because now the gravy train can start of chasing techs with nair, chasing techs with another forward tilt, chasing techs with down tilt or side B or whatever. Like, that is fine. I have no problem with that. That's ZSS business. I'm going to keep my nose out of it. but you didn't force a tech here. And I can only ask, why did you do it then? And
That seems like me not paying attention, because I definitely like I think if I knew F throw was not going to send him into tech, I don't think I would have done it, because like looking at the situation, if I was like content with like if I was comfortable that I was going to win this match, I would have back thrown him and sent him off stage. But because I didn't like feel confident, like I felt like it could go either way. I feel like just from like knowing how I play, the F throw was a greedy play, because I thought I wasn't paying attention obviously, but what I wanted to happen was put him in a tech chase and then try to
sure.
kill him or
Well,
extend
like
my.
if you're in this position, you have so much stage to chase him. So like forward throw is a great option if it forces tumble. So this is a simple solution. Just go review your percents. You were just a little off. What percent do midweights start tumbling for your character? You don't have any rage. Just go look at it. Just check on it. You know how I test kill confirms? I test them by weight class. I don't bother testing every character because gravity and fall speed don't start to significantly matter for true combos. They don't start mattering until hit stun ends. They don't. So for most of these characters, it's their weight and if they're a fast faller or not. Like their gravity afterwards doesn't matter, I should say. They're either floaty or not or heavy or not. So what percent do balloon weights tumble? What percent do lightweights tumble? What percent do welterweights tumble? Midweights, heavyweights, super heavyweights, big bodies. Like you should just have a general idea of where all those are. And you could have been off by like a percent or two. I know from experience that you can start tumbling forward throw at like 15 or 20 based on the character. Like you were very close to whatever the tumble percent is. You just weren't.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just kind of be aware of those things. Like they're little details, right? This is all little stuff. And that's what this kind of VOD review is for. You want someone to nitpick. I am nitpicking. You should probably know when your moves tumble. Okay, so let's continue. Nothing happens. Whiff punish. Okay, nice. Okay, so what happens, right? You hit him. You're an advantage. He double jumps because he's a moron. What does he do? He lands with a button, and he gets whiff punished. Good. Cover the reversal. There, down till... okay. So this situation, I don't think that you're close enough to the ledge to go for down B. Can you go for a second nair, maybe? Would that be true?
Honestly, at that percentage, like nair fair flip kick probably would have been the like optimal. I don't know if you've seen that.
I've seen
it's like fairly,
nair flare flip
fairly
kick
new.
only works around 20 or 30%. He's at far too high of a percent for that combo to work. In this situation,
You can get it at higher percents. It's just like it's harder to do.
I will
But you can still do
I
it.
will
Yeah.
trust you on that. Anyway, I think that in this situation right here, going for the down B was greedy, and you should have just done like a rising fair, a rising back air, a dash attack, something else more basic. Because like he's just too far away, man. Like you're not going to dunk him at all. Like it's just not going to happen. And I love nair down B. It's degenerate. It robs people, but he's not going to die right here. He's going to hit the ledge. No way. No way. And now you're getting ledge trap for it, is my point. Like, you put yourself in a situation where situationally a good decision became a bad decision because of micro positioning, and now you reversaled yourself over it. Coverage jump. What is he doing? You see this? Look at this. He's just covering that space. So, like, some options here. He's at 53, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's probably the most optimal way you can mess up Wolf if you know that he's just going to sit there and jump nair?
I think probably like I probably should have just rolled, to be honest, because
Roll is an option.
He could have maybe caught like flip kick before it became invincible.
Now,
depending on the timing.
Could you have waited for him to land with a nair, and then before the next nair hitbox comes out, ledge drop up air, and then combo that up air into a full hop up air? Or a up B or something?
Maybe. I didn't even like think about that.
Okay, so just some thoughts. Or like you could have jumped off the stage and done a forward air and forced a tech at mid% and shoved him to the other side of the stage. I just want you to spend a little bit of time thinking about those little situations too. This goes back to what we talked about earlier. Let me find it. There can be no hesitation when it comes to a full punish. Just because, or like, always have some answer to a tactic. If your answer to nair spam is to roll behind them, good for you. But I think that if you sat here and you really sweat out the details, you probably could find a really optimized punish that could just jack him up.
Yeah.
You know? Like
Again, I think I gave him too much credit because I thought that he was doing that to like bait me to do something else. So I was like, okay, I'll just regular get up into it.
He's
But
just
no,
he's just playing the matchup, man. He's just covering down B from ledge because you know what he's doing? He's covering the reversal. He's just playing the matchup properly. He doesn't know what you're going to do. So in lieu of not knowing what to do, he's just going to cover that option. But if he's just going to sit there and do that, I just want you to think about that. Like sometimes you might have an opportunity to do something. You could even do get up attack, really, if you wanted to. There's a lot of options here. I think ledge drop fair, or ledge drop nair, ledge drop up air, roll behind. There's all these different options, right? And instead you do neutral get up. Neutral get up can still get hit by a lingering nair. I want you to understand that this is like a losing option versus this kind of play. That's why I'm complaining in the first place. Like it's not that your punishment plan wasn't solid. It's that you picked a losing option based on what he was doing. So you get grabbed, down throw. He's an idiot. He should have done up throw. He could have comboed. He's covering down B, dude. Like you don't have to guess. He's telling you what he wants. Covers double jump. He full hops and he double jumps. How many times has he done that this set? Like 4?
Like literally like every time.
All
pretty much.
the time.
Every time he's in that position.
God, you gotta start killing him for this. Okay. He starts waiting. Nice. Nice. Holy shit. He just will not stop. Okay. Down tilt. Good anti-air. Does he jump? Nice option. Okay, this is the second time he's done this. This is the second time he's done this. I'm gonna let it zoom. Get back to where we were. Right here. So check this out. He lands. Has he pressed a button yet?
No.
No. What does he do? Yep. It's the reversal. He doesn't want to confront you because he knows your shield options are scary. So he wants to land and get behind you. Just think about that. These are observable things. Okay. So this is a learning lesson. Can you box Wolf with forward air?
No.
No. Okay, we're going to check that one off. Now we learned something. Great. Don't do it again. Up air. Back air. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this situation. It's going to be the last thing I talk about because we are out of time.
Sure.
Right here. What is the most likely thing that Wolf will do after this up smash? If you do nothing.
Probably spot dodge.
Probably spot dodge. Now I have a question. Why don't you just cross him up and back air to cover the spot dodge?
I mean, yeah, that would have been.
If he spot dodges, is he going to die? Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
If he blocks, what do you get? You
honestly, I
get
also
center
just
stage
smash.
and shield damage. Is he going to punish you out of shield for back air? No. This is something that's not talked about very much. I want you to give up your true punish to go for a low-risk, high-reward mix-up. It is very obvious that he probably wants to spot dodge here. He probably will because he's done all the other noob Wolf things. So, like, why not? He could nair after up smash and stuff you. He could. But then you get hit by weak nair and you're fine. Or, if he spot dodges, he explodes. And if he blocks, you back air a shield and then drift away from him so it's safe. You do shield pressure and you get yourself out of the corner. Now, instead you get a jab. More consistent reward, but you didn't kill him, did you?
No.
I just want you to understand that. You took zero risk option, but your reward was tiny. It's okay to take some risk if the reward is good. Okay, let's continue. B reverse fanciness. Rising forwarder. Neutral, back air, you're fine. Ledge. Ooh, you would have died if that were me. Okay. Being fancy. Neutral. Oh my god. Finally, you guys are playing slow. Jesus. I could tell you're both scared.
Yeah, I think I was waiting for him to. I was
No,
trying to get in a position because I was like, if he's gonna keep spamming laser, I was just waiting to flip kick him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like, not only that, let's go back to some of our win conditions, right? Like, this matchup is volatile. So it's understandable that both characters are risk averse. It makes sense that neither one of you wants to overcommit. This also goes to why this thing right here, there can be no hesitation when it comes to a punish. You know why? Because it might be 3 minutes before you get an opening. And if you miss it, you might not get another one because both players are playing skittish. Okay, so you back throw him, edge guard opportunity, and you die for it. You should have just committed all the way. You tried to have it both ways and halfway committed. So you like threw this forward air that doesn't cover, it's not spaced correctly. If you were a little bit lower, he would have died. And then look at this. What if you'd have just retreated forward air?
Yeah.
Because you still had a double jump, right? You could have rising, retreated, fared, and he would have exploded. Instead, you went for the one side B and got scared, and you died for being scared. So, like, ironically, because you were scared, you actually got yourself killed instead of confidently finishing out your advantage state. Do not be scared to take risks. I promise you Zero Suit will come back if you do a rising fair right there. Okay. What happens? Actually, you know what? This has like 2 minutes left. There's no way we're going to get back to it. Okay. So that's enough for now, I think. I've seen enough. We talked about a ton of things anyway. And I suspect we'll see more of the same. So, to recap, right? This matchup is volatile. Both players are going to play slow. It's really important that when you touch Wolf, you turn on the gas and abuse your advantage state so that you can take advantage of his bad offstage. You only took damage from Bad Blaster from Blaster like once from approaching, so that's good. Tech chasing, you tried to make some tech chasing happen. I didn't see a lot of success with that because he was rolling behind you constantly, which tells me you're not covering the reversal well enough. And your micro spacing sucked. And that's like not because you were missing boost kicks out of shield, but because you were constantly getting hit in situations where you had more disjoint and you could have been safe. Like you could have just spaced farther back and waited. And that's all spacing. Like, ironically enough, you don't have to always be moving as Zero Suit Samus. If you're already in a great spot, why move? Just stand there. Like, why go anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay. Wolf, I think, was good at doing his job. What are some really obvious bad habits about this Wolf that we know about him by watching after 3 minutes?
He just literally jumps back to, like, he does not go to ledge unless he's already low. Like, that's the only time that he went to ledge.
What habits
when he was off stage.
If he does go to ledge, what habits does he have?
He just up Bs, and then I think he just jumps from ledge too.
Yeah,
like
he likes to jump from ledge a lot. What does he do after he jumps from ledge? He likes to double jump and then go in. These are all behaviors. I didn't even play the set. We can tell those things about him just by watching. If you want to be a relevant player in Oklahoma and nationally, you have to be able to identify features of players by watching. Just by sitting here, I recognized all these things immediately, and you did not. But as soon as I told you what the things I was looking at was, you're like, oh, wait a minute, that's really obvious. That's all it is. You just need to know what to look for. You just need to understand when something is a bad habit or an exploitable one. Okay, so we talked about neutral. We talked about stray hits and advantage. We talked about recognizing that there are things that you are doing that you don't even realize you're doing. And awareness of new concepts is a key to mastery. Covering the reversal. Please, dear God, please start covering reversals. Your character is great at it. Don't be in a hurry to edge guard or two frame, especially against characters who have strong tools. And then you need to be on the ball with your punishment. I don't want to see missed wolf flashes punished with a forward tilt ever. That's whack. He should have died. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything, man. Do you have any questions?
So I would like, I guess my main question is like, I kind of have an idea, but like I just want to ask like you also like how would you go about practicing um these things? So like my idea of like what I'm kind of thinking is like just the general takeaway, like the broadest sense, is that my advantage is shitty right now. So I need to just practice being in better position, and
It's less
then
that your advantage is shitty and more that you don't fully understand when you're in advantage. You understand hard advantage perfectly well. You know your combos and kill confirms just fine. But you don't seem to really have a good handle on when neutral turns into small advantage. The secret to always to getting into big advantage is you don't like here's the thing. No, it's not responsible to try to go from neutral to big advantage. It's not responsible to try to go from disadvantage to advantage. Everything happens incrementally. If you want to get to big advantage, get to small advantage first. If you want to get to small advantage, play neutral. If you want to get out of disadvantage, reset to neutral before you try to play advantage.
okay,
It's like a slider scale. You're over here confused because you're really good at Zero Suit Samus's big advantage, but you have no idea how to use Zero Suit in small advantage. These little situations where you are in advantage, but your opponent hasn't burned anything yet. That's your opponent still has options. You're still playing the game, but you're the one in control. And you're just
okay,
gonna and like I can't give you answers to that. You should watch Mars, dude. What does he do after he gets the same stray hits you do? I'll tell you
okay,
what, Mars's punish game is amazing.
yeah,
He but he still does a lot of small advantage stuff. You just don't see them because he's so good at converting. But he does small advantage stuff all the time. He's just really, really good at turning one small advantage into a stock. He's very lethal. He makes that character look extremely dangerous. Um, and that's from
okay,
experience. But like, you have to start with the little stuff. You don't have to kill somebody for landing in there. It can start with just maintaining the advantage that you got yourself. You won neutral. You have advantage. Keep it. Don't let them reversal you.
okay, yeah, and then yeah, just hard or like unforced mistakes. Like people need to get messed up for those
Yeah,
rather
like
than
just have
thinking
a
about
plan,
it.
you know, like boost kick is amazing. Just run up and boost kick. It's
Yeah,
so good. Just boost kick them. Bow, boost kick. Don't overthink things. If you have a really good button that just does the killing thing, use the button. It does not matter if the button is unsafe. Get a pair. Press the button. If you miss, go, "Ah, darn, I was late. I'll do better next time." Press the button. Push it. Push the button, and you will be more successful. No one ever won a close. No one ever won a grand finals by never pushing the button. Top
yeah,
players push buttons all the time. And you know what happens if they make a mistake and lose because of it? They say, "At least when I pushed the button, I had a plan." Good games. If you play your best and you make a decision that has risk associated with it and it costs you the game, you don't have to necessarily go, "I shouldn't have done that." It's okay to make a game losing mistake as long as the plan made sense and the risk made sense. You're not always going to win. And as long as you understand that, your losses are going to feel better because you're going to be like, I lost here, but when I lost, I was in control. I was making my own decisions, and the decision I made here just didn't pan out. It was a good decision because of this and this, and it just didn't work. And that's okay. I think more people need to understand that.
yeah. I actually think like now that you said that's I think is a bit like I don't want to like hold you too much longer, but that was actually like I think that's a big point because that is something that Mars does a lot too. Like people just say that Mars just like does stuff. But I did recognize I don't like put it into my own game as much just because I don't like to miss stuff and then lose game. Like I'm just like not okay with it yet, I guess, which I need to like get over. But yeah, Mars
There
will
is a
go for
difference
things like he's
between
like if it hits, it kills. If not, whatever.
if there is a big difference between I'm going to take this risk with no reason behind it, and I'm going to take this risk because I watched my opponent do it twice, and I'm going to cover that option really hard, and I'll probably guess right, but maybe I won't.
Yeah.
Information makes all of the difference. If you watch that wolf do ledge jump, double jump 5 times, and you let him get away with it, why would he do anything different the 6th time? He's known nothing but success, and that's the time you boost kick him for it. That is the difference between an unforced mistake and a game-winning risk, is information.
Okay.
Okay, I think that wraps everything up, man. Do you have anything else for me? If you have any other
Um,
questions, please feel free, ask.
no, I don't think. I think that those are like the main things.
Because
Yeah, I got
I
a
feel
lot out
like
of it.
we talked about a lot of stuff without being overwhelming, and there's a lot of ideas that you'll be able to explore without having to do like 10 different things.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's yeah, a lot of stuff. Like you said, it's just I I like was aware of them that they existed, that these things existed, but I was not aware that it was an issue within my own play. If that makes sense.
It's always an issue with yourself. If it was
Yeah.
like blaming external things is how bad players commiserate on losses. Real professionals never worry about other players. They always focus on themselves. The
Yeah.
more you focus on your own play, the better you'll get. It does you no good to complain because a character is a top tier or you hate how this player plays or there was lag. No, it's all external BS that distracts from your own inability to succeed. It's not a productive attitude and it doesn't help you win.
Yeah, for
Some
sure.
people don't like hearing that. It's not my fault or problem. If they don't want to hear it, that's fine. I'm not going to get mad at them because they don't want to hear it. But they're also going to get frustrated because they don't get better. And like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to have anything to say to them about that because that's just how it is. You got to put in the time. You got to work on yourself. And these small things will help you a lot. Okay, man. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and open up the chat. If anybody who's watching has any questions, go ahead. If not, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. It's nice. This is the first time I've gotten 2 coaching sessions in one day. Dream goal is to get like 10 to 15 hours a week. Really, to be honest, if I can get 10 to 15 hours a week of lessons, like God, that'd be the dream.
Well,
Sit
I,
here
I
and
can
just
go ahead and let
coach.
the Stillwater Discord know again as well. Like when I first saw the announcement, I went ahead and posted it in there. But I'll let them know that I had a session, and I feel like it was like very helpful actually. So they might be on board to also get a session.
No, it's all
So
good, man. Like, I don't know. I learned a lot from MVD and ESAM while they're here, so I want to pass on some of that knowledge while I'm here.
for sure.
Because I don't know, they taught me a lot, and I don't think I'd be in the position I would be in if I didn't have them as a resource. So it almost feels like, I don't know, it's like stewardship, like how you plant a tree or whatever. It's not for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, and someone planted a tree for me, so I'm planting a tree for somebody else. Okay, I don't have any comments. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by, man. Think about some of these ideas. Go play some sets. The next time you play a set and you're just like, what do I do? Bring that VOD to me and we'll reconvene and we'll take another look at it, okay?
All right.
Okay. Have a nice
All
night,
right.
okay?
You too.
See you everybody.